So I hope that ASMR unboxing was aggressively satisfying to anyone. But yeah, welcome to my unboxing video. I have 3 iPads in front of me and I'll explain why. The one on the left is my previous iPad. I've mentioned it in my art and security video or the Studio Ghibli redraw video that I did on this channel a while ago. And I mentioned on the channel how I have this broken iPad and I got this one in middle school and I'm a sophomore in college now and I'm peeling out the tape. You can see how cracked it is, like near the home button and everything. The screen itself is also cracked, and for the last about 2.5 years this one has been going down the hill. It has to constantly be put into even work, like put into the charger. And even so, it's like a 50-50 chance that it will, decrease even while it's in the charger. And so I'm done struggling with this one. I've had it for a while now, and I think it was time for a change. The iPad that was on the right was the iPad that I bought last year for school because my laptop didn't work and I needed something to bring to school to actually do work because, college is definitely electronic based. And I couldn't bring my iPad on the left because of how cracked and messed up it was. It wasn't going to last like the typical school day. But this one was only a 32 GB. And it was enough for school. But now that I need an actual like drawing tool again, besides my XP Pen tablet, I decided to purchase this third iPad. I'm going to sell my second one. I'm purchasing this third iPad. It has 256 GB. So I can do schoolwork on it and draw and have enough storage space for both. My first iPad is dead in the water. It's broken. It does not work anymore. And my second iPad I'm going to sell. So that still just leaves me with one iPad at the end of the day. So yeah, that's just my reasoning behind it all. I'm going to just continue the video with the, setting up portion. And then we can actually draw on this iPad and kind of get a feel for it. So setting up was a little bit, it took a little time, like transferring everything from my old iPad to this new one. But it was like a little over an hour wait for everything to transfer, but luckily everything did transfer. So I have all my Procreate files, which is really cool because, I'm working on projects and stuff. So it's nice that I don't have to send everything over. Everything is here. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna draw. There's like nothing to it. I don't have any protective casing or, paper feel screen protector over this new iPad because I ordered them on the same day, but this one came 2 days quicker and everything. So at this time I didn't have it, but I do on my iPad. So it's been a while that I actually drawn on glass or drawn on a non-screen protector screen before. It's been a really long time, so I had to kind of get used to it. I wasn't able to draw as easily as I had originally thought, but it worked out fine in the end. There's not much to it. It's just it's just an iPad. I'm happy with my purchase. I'm happy that I just got the regular 10.2 size. I just don't really see, I was really hoping to get a 12.9, but after a while I was trying to justify it. I'm all there is to it is there's a bigger screen. I think performance wise it's probably faster, but I'm I have a all right time with the size that I had previously. I didn't really need to change it. I don't have to do anything new. So yeah, I was okay. I just really couldn't justify the price too much to get a bigger size iPad. It didn't really make any sense to me, because if it's a size thing, I have my XP Pen tablet, which is even a lot bigger. So I was trying to justify it, and I just really couldn't. And so I didn't need to spend so much money for typically no reason. As long as I have enough storage space to do everything I want to do, then I should be totally okay. So I was fine with that. So for this piece that I'm working on, I look through references that I have on my Pinterest, because I didn't want to really do anything from the top of my head. So I just opened up my digital sketchbook on my Procreate, and if you're wondering, I used the page assist feature to kind of create all these different pages. And if you want to do like multiple things on one page, like sketching, line art, drawing, coloring, etc., then all you have to do is just group all the layers together, and it would be under like one page, so you can do a lot of stuff underneath or on top of a specific drawing, and it'll be all on one page. So yeah, I use the page assist feature for that, and this is the second time I created a digital sketchbook in Procreate. I just kind of like work on it, and whenever like the layers like finish, whenever I don't have any layers anymore, I just create a new file and make another digital sketchbook. That's kind of how I do it, because sometimes I like to do like experiments and practice, and not all the times I'm reaching for my traditional like real life sketchbook. So this is a way to quickly either do warm-ups or quickly do something on the iPad, and then I can quickly just move back into what I was working on previously. That's supposed to help me. So yeah, the reference I probably going to put it on the screen if I remember, but it was just this reference of like a person, and they had like a bunch of like leaves surrounding. And if you saw my Studio Ghibli redraw video, I talked about how I'm decent enough at drawing and coloring leaves, because I've done it so many times in the past. Like I'm decent, okay, like a normie decent. But yeah, like I talked about in that video, I'm decent enough, but whenever I'm either drawing like a collective of leaves or bushes, that's where like I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I just kind of want to slightly redeem myself in sketch form to draw leaves again, because in the screenshot that I chose, there was a bunch of leaves in it. And if you're curious, I did that redraw on my XP tablet. So if you, I don't know, I've seen past videos before, and I'm always working on the iPad, definitely go ahead and check out that XP video, because I did more than just like draw. In the video, I talked about like my pros and cons of Clip Studio Paint, which is the art software that I use on my tablet, and I talk about the pros and cons of the tablet itself, and just like other things. But yeah, let me talk a little bit. I don't know what to talk about. I don't have any updates. I did mention I was working on commissions in my last video, so yeah. I also talked about how I was working with my sister in creating this like comic book cover for her comic book story, and it's going along. She gave me critiques as such. I guess like she's my client in a way, but yeah, so she gave me critiques, and I'm slowly applying them, because I'm working on some other things, so this isn't completely taking up my time. Not saying like I'm putting it in the back burner, but like I'm also working on other things, and I don't want to like just completely stop my personal stuff to work on something else. I did mention in the other video that like I'm having a lot of fun working on projects that aren't my own, which is true, but at the same time I don't want to like just restrict and stop working on personal projects, because then I get rusty when doing stuff for myself, which I did. So I tried to, and I don't know if this is still going to be a video because I was recording it, but I tried to do a video, or try to do a drawing, where I was drawing two of my OCs, Jonas, aka Joe, and then Elijah, aka Eli, and they're couples. They're both in college, and I always seem to like draw them like every like once or twice a year, and it's usually like at the end of the year, and around like October to December, I remember them and I draw them, because I'm always thinking about like my fantasy world and my fantasy magic OCs and things like that. And if you've seen past videos, I do character designs in terms of like weapons and powers and magics and etc. And I always forget like my normal regular OCs, and I'm like trying to like get out of that habit. And I actually have drawn Elijah more than I've drawn Jonas in the past, and I've drawn Elijah recently over the summer when I did like that like fake magazine cover video. And another OC, like a normal OC that I drew, was also Vanessa, who's like a fashion designer, and I did a fake magazine cover for her as well. So I'm trying to get more in the habit to draw regular OCs, and I want to use Elijah and Jonas to start like my comic book practice for myself, to like create a comic book or a web comic, and like create something with them, and then learn from that before I step in and go to doing this magic fantasy high world sci-fi comic book that I'm like also working on at the same time. So yeah, I think I don't really like slice of life too much in terms of like animated content, but I do like slice of life in terms of like comic book or webcomic form, or maybe just like a regular book. I don't know. That's something I like myself in like comic book form. So I want to do something similar with Elijah and Jonas. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit about them. Elijah is like a skateboarder influencer. And Jonas is his boyfriend, who is like a year older than him in college, and he's a photographer. Where they're both taking photography classes as a minor, and they have different majors. But Jonas's interest is more in photography, and when like after they meet and like become a couple, he takes a lot of Eli's photographs for him to post on like, social media and things like that. And then Vanessa is somewhere in the mix. I haven't really decided. I created her, and I think she's gonna be part of this world because she's a normal OC, but I haven't really like decided too much on like what her place in the story is. But I'm hoping to create a big cast of characters in some type of way, and just do slice of life with like some of the characters, but it's mainly gonna be focused on Eli and Joe. And then we're gonna see like how they met and like how they end up like being a couple, and then maybe show something of like them after they become a couple. And I just want to use them as a test. I just tried to do this last year, but it didn't really work out because I wasn't really practicing like some of the things that I've been practicing this year, like backgrounds, anatomy, perspective. Like I wasn't really doing that last year, so it just like what I was envisioning I wasn't able to put on pen and paper. But this time around, I'm slowly getting better at those aspects that I made sure I tackled from the summer up until now. And I don't know. I think that I'm in a good place to be able to start like quick comic strips, and then do full-blown like full episodes of or full issues for comics and web comics and things like that. And I'm gonna figure it out, but I want to at least attempt one comic whatever strip or an issue at least by the end of this year. But I'm working on other things at the same time, so we'll see how that goes. But just to draw them a lot more is what I want to do. And when I attempted to do that, because I've been so rusty working on other things, and plus taking a little bit over a month of just doing traditional art, I was rusty of like doing digital art and doing personal art, and just everything I've been drawing, it just hasn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to me. And I don't know. And Elijah and Jonas is always like my guinea pigs to test out like my art style. And whenever I notice that like something's wrong and I need to like fix something, so they always end up looking different every single time I draw them, which completely sucks. But at the same time, I'm also like struggling to draw the same face. Like when I do fan art, I can draw the same face and the same person over and over again. Anime, Western animation, etc., etc. But whenever I do it with my own art, I can never draw the same face more than once. It's either the head shape is a lot more narrow than the first time, or the eyes are a lot more smaller or bigger, or I just can't get the proportions right. So all of that I'm going to practice. And of course, I'm going to use Eli and Joe to practice on. And I don't really like the initial art that I did for them. So either I'm going to redo the video or it's going to be scrapped. And I just keep it like, personal. But yeah, besides that, that's what I'm thinking of doing for like future stuff. Yeah. So the video is coming to a close. I don't know, I haven't really been talking about my process, but I hope what I've been drawing is interesting enough. And I was really struggling with these leaves, and I need a lot more practice after doing this specific drawing, because in the past I've drawn leaves before, but they're a lot more simplistic and like simple shaped, but this one had a lot more like slightly complex leaves, so I need to practice on that. I did change up the reference a little bit because all the leaves were the same, and personally in sketch form I don't like all the leaves being the same because they're so jumbled and they're hard to like read what's on top of each other. So I made some of them like slightly different like leaves just to see like it just looks easier to read, at least for me. But yeah, I don't know. I really like drawing on glass, but I am gonna put I am gonna put a protective thing over it, because yeah, it's just easier to draw in that way with, like, potentially not end up scratching the screen. One, and two, if I didn't have a protective screen protector thing, I can always get, my sister has like these Apple Pencil like rubber nibs things, and they're very smooth and they don't scratch. So if I wasn't gonna put a screen protector, I could put that over, like, or I can use that to draw, and I should be okay. But my safe bet, because this is a new iPad, I'm just gonna keep a screen protector, and yeah, just that. Yeah, so I did start to color it, but one, it was getting late and I was a little too lazy. And two, there's a lot of colors in this piece, and I knew that if I was gonna like color this, I needed more time to do so. And so I do scrap the coloring and just leave it as a sketch for now. Maybe I'll come back and revisit it. But regardless, I still liked how it looked like. If you're wondering, I'm using my own brushes. I've been using them since like April or May. So I've been using it for a couple of months. I absolutely love them. And yeah, I haven't like changed them for a while. And yeah, they work for me, and I'm glad that I was able to like create my own brushes to use. They're like very simple. I think they're a lot more like complex and like high end Procreate brushes out there, but they're simple enough for me. And if you're interested, they're on our Gumroad, which is always linked down below. But yeah, besides that, this is the end of the video, so I hope you guys like and enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on the artwork, because I'm always here for like critiques and things like that. And I hope in your art journey it's going well for you. If you're wondering, our commissions are open if that sounds interesting to anybody. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Jen and I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Okay then. Bye. Peace.